They took off like any ordinary flight, but they never landed. One moment, they were flying across the blue sky, and the next, the radar went silent, leaving the world with nothing but questions. Disappearing flights have always sent shivers down our spine, because even in the age of modern technology, there are still moments when the world simply doesn't know what happened. Today, True and Untold will take you through three of the most mysterious disappearing flights in aviation history. The first story takes us back to 1937, with a legendary name, Amelia Earhart. Amelia was the first female pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic, a symbol of courage and the desire to conquer the skies. That year, she set out to do something no one had done before: fly around the world. On July 2nd, 1937, Amelia and her Lockheed Electra aircraft took off from Papua New Guinea, heading toward Howland Island, a tiny refueling point in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. At 9 a.m., her radio was still normal, but a few hours later, her voice came through for the last time. "We are flying at 1,000 feet. Fuel is running low." And then, silence. The U.S. Navy launched the largest search operation in history at the time. Planes, ships, and thousands of eyes scoured the Pacific. But the result was, not a single piece of wreckage was found. Dozens of theories emerged over the decades. Her plane crashed and sank into the ocean. She landed on a deserted island and perished there. Or, as some conspiracy theories suggest, she was captured by Japanese forces during World War II. To this day, Amelia Earhart remains a symbol of aviation's greatest unsolved mystery. The second story happened on November 24th, 1971, and it reads like a scene from a Hollywood thriller. Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, flying from Portland to Seattle, seemed completely ordinary until a man boarded the plane dressed in a neat black suit and tie. He sat down, ordered a bourbon, and handed a small note to the flight attendant. "I have a bomb in my briefcase. This is a hijacking." The man, who called himself Dan Cooper, later misreported as D.B. Cooper, demanded $200,000 in cash and 4 parachutes. The airline complied. After receiving the money, the plane took off again into the stormy night, and Cooper jumped out with a parachute, vanishing into the darkness. The FBI launched the most extensive manhunt in U.S. aviation history. Decades passed, and all they ever found were a few decaying bills along the Columbia River. D.B. Cooper disappeared without a trace. Did he survive and escape with the money, or does his body lie somewhere in the remote wilderness? In 2016, after 45 years, the FBI officially closed the case, leaving behind one of America's most legendary unsolved mysteries. The final story takes us into the modern era, where technology should have all the answers. On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 took off with 239 people on board, traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. About 40 minutes after takeoff, the plane disappeared from radar. No emergency call, no signal, just silence. The disappearance sparked the largest and most expensive search in aviation history, covering thousands of square miles across the Indian Ocean. Months went by, and only a few pieces of debris were ever found drifting ashore, far too little to reveal the full truth. Theories flooded the world: a catastrophic technical failure, a deliberate course change by the pilot, or even secret hijacking conspiracies. But the truth remains a mystery. MH370 reminds us that even in the age of satellites and global tracking, the sky can still swallow a plane, and hundreds of lives leaving humanity with nothing but questions. These stories of disappearing flights remind us that the world still holds shadows we cannot explain. Sometimes, in just a single moment in the vast sky, a human life can vanish without a trace. Which theory do you believe? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to hit subscribe to follow more mysterious stories from True and Untold.